1 second. It was on the wrong. Now.
Good evening, folks, and welcome to the inaugural broadcast of the Modras Bloodsport Association, live at the Modras Bloodsport Arena here in beautiful Glassburn. I am Flex Gristle, and I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, Razor McGirth. He's having a little bit of trouble with his audio to this evening, but no worries, we'll carry on regardless. As I say, we're kicking off proceedings tonight in the packed to capacity of over 200,000 in the Modras Bloodsport Arena tonight. We have a competition of epic proportions featuring 3 professional adventurers from across the plains, pitching their wits and their skills and their strength against the most devious challenges that the NBA can provide. Will they survive the challenges of this evening to enjoy the refreshing taste of Bud Lightfoot's Halfling Ale? Bud Lightfoot's, the cool, refreshing taste, served by the half pint. That's good ale. So, how are we looking on our technical wizardry there?
We've got all the videos except for mine on there.
Razor, I'm severely disappointed with your nephew Clancy, who is in charge of our AV this evening. Clancy will, of course, be set upon by dogs immediately after our broadcast this evening. As soon as we have all our things in order, we will be going live to the arena side to have interviews with our competitors this evening. Of course, this is the first live broadcast, but with the Modras Bloodsport Association, there's a long and storied history going back many years. Hundreds of valiant warriors have come and died in this arena. Most of them got paid. All of them were entertaining. Will the same be said of our initial batch of competitors broadcast live throughout taverns and inns all throughout Modras? I'm desperately playing for time here, Razor.
Well, Flex, you can go ahead and start interviewing the competitors for this evening's matchup while I scold Clancy very hard and try to get this last camera set up.
Clancy is due for a severe beating. But first, we go to the arena side, where we will be interviewing first our most irregular competitor, a unique specimen throughout all of Modras, and to my knowledge, the only one of his kind on this plane of existence. I am referring, of course, to Chuggles, the Muppet-born druid. What brings you to the arena, Chuggles?
Hello, everyone. My name's Chuggles, and I don't know why I'm here. I heard there was adventuring, and I heard I'd get paid, and it sounded pretty fun.
Certainly you were not obliged to come here against your will at any point.
No, it seems fun. I'm down.
Absolutely. Moving on, we have Jolt Arjan, the Dragonborn fighter. Please tell us tales of your renown.
You know, I've been here and there and everywhere, and that's the first time I heard about this whole Modras thing. I was like, screw it. You know, it's not going to be big. It's not going to be fantastic. It's not going to be great. But I was wrong, and I'm here tonight, and I'm here to put my claws in something for cash.
I love the enthusiasm, Flex.
That is certainly the kind of competitive spirit we love to see here at the Modras Bloodsport Arena. And finally, our final competitor for the evening, Arik, the Dwarven Wizard.
Good evening.
We hear you have a love of horses, Arik.
Yeah, I suppose. But I am Eric the Magnificent, and I am the most amazing wizard that you ever seen. I can do everything from slay dragons to babysit your kids, do birthday parties, cater events, whatever you need. Apparently, I'm here in the arena now, professional fighter. But if you need something done, you hire Eric the Magnificent, because I'm the best.
Flex, I'm just getting word that Eric is actually one of our sponsors for this evening, which is quite a strange flex, but he is actually paid to have his babysitting duties plugged on this spot. So I think he already took care of that. Eric, what is the name of your babysitting company yet again?
Oh, that's Eric's Magnificent Babysitting Company, of course.
Eric's
It's one of its
Magnificent
kind.
Babysitting Company. You can find that on the Craigslist post outside of the arena doors.
Of course, babysitting, as we all know, is the highly skilled art of teaching babies to sit.
I
Don't
still
forget
haven't mastered
weddings.
that.
Yeah.
Well,
And with-
without further ado,
I think we're ready to take it to the arena. You three go on and head to the double doors. Me and my co-host Flex here will take our seats at the commentators booths and wish you the best of luck. We will probably not see you three ever again.
should you survive,
fair.
you will be able to redeem several tokens for free drinks at the lounge.
Wait, drink tokens. Oh, what? Oh no.
Hear that, guys? We get free drinks.
That's pretty good, but I got one of those cool jug things at my house.
So,
Flex,
Let me-
it looks like we've got a fun one tonight. Could we maybe perhaps clear away that fog of war? I'm not sure how, to be honest.
now the fog of war slowly peels back across the arena floor, revealing our challenge for tonight. Please reveal the challenge for tonight.
Flex,
It's
why is there all this black fog on the floor?
I think our talented stage crew is having trouble clearing the fog.
Clancy, get the
Oh,
fog.
There we
I
go,
fight the
Clancy.
darkness.
All it took
Oh,
was
never mind.
the liberal application of violence to solve any problem. Clancy will, of course, be subject to severe physical reprimand for his dereliction of duties. We apologize, folks. But as you can see, our challenge for tonight is this wooden palisade defended by hobgoblins and their kin.
Yeah, Flex, I think this is going to be a very fun and entertaining combat sport that we've got here tonight. We've got three competitors taking on what seems to be 4 goblins and a warg.
That's right. That's right, Razor. It could be a deadly challenge, for these hobgoblins are quite renowned throughout Modras Bloodsport Association as being a bloodthirsty bunch.
And I do know, if I know Clancy any, that he has definitely forgot to feed that warg a few days now.
Clancy is famously negligent.
So, as all of our combat sports start off tonight with a roll of initiative, let's see who shall take the first swing of things. If you all wouldn't mind, seeing how fast you are at going.
We're going now into the neuron camera to find how fast our reaction times are for our competitors this evening.
Oh, it looks like Jolt is ready and springy. He's going to be jumping in with a 16. Oh, Eric close behind with a 14. Flex, I do indeed hope that you are rolling for the bad guys, because... Oh, and Chuggles still kind of assessing the situation that he's found himself in this multiverse. And now,
It's coming. You just have to stall for time for me there, Razor.
So it looks like we have got Jolt leading the way of our competitors, followed closely on his tail by Eric with this turn order. I will move out of the screen. And then following up the rear will be Chuggles, the druid Muppet-born baby thing.
Oh,
Let's hope that felt is not flammable, Flex.
oh, it very much is, sir.
I do see that some of the hobgoblins have rolled a 9, which isn't very quick.
That is pretty poor. That seems to be the synapses of the 2 regular hobgoblins.
I'm sure their leader's going to be quicker than that on that war.
One would hope so.
Are we allowed to cast any spells right now in anticipation of this battle? Or do we have to wait for the event to begin?
That's
do
a
it
good
in
question,
action.
Flex. Did they have time to prepare any spells in the waiting room during the
I think realistically, if you were going to go into a battle, you would have already cast anything like mage armor or something like that.
I've got 2
Before you enter the
spells, and
arena.
it's these hands.
All right, so then Eric's gonna go like this, and then this like it looks like mage armor, but it's like spiked and it's made of ice, and then it just like disappears again. It was actually armor Agathis, but that's what he casts. So that gives me, because of my background, it gives me plus 20 temporary HP.
Whoa, that seems like a lot for a level 6.
Yeah, it's abjuration. It's awesome.
Oh,
That's the only reason.
So
by
Our
the
if
way-
Synapse
given the
camera is
opportunity-
bringing in another
Sorry.
result of
Okay, that doesn't sound right there, Flex. I don't
No.
think you can roll a 30 on initiative.
no, that's entirely wrong, but the first result we'll take was a 15. But the one before that was the Captain and Warg riding combo, which came in at a 21. On the top of our initiative order so far, followed by the inestimable Jolt Arjan with 16, followed by the Goblin Shaman with a 15, followed by Eric with a 14. And bringing up the rear of our competitors this evening is Chuggles with a 12. And finally, the conventional Hobgoblins at 9.
I'm just getting word, Flex. I think the cheering from the audience patrons has granted Jolt advantage on one dice roll of their choice.
Well, they have been extremely generous with their largesse this evening. Thank you to our audience.
And also, thank you to tonight's sponsor. Besides Eric's magnificent babysitting company, we also have Bud Lightfoot's Ale. Bud Lightfoot.
That's right.
The best ale in all of Modras. That, or at least the cheapest.
I can't get through a working day without it, Razor.
You and me both, Flex. Back to the field. We have got, I already forgot who is first, Flex.
We
You're keeping
have
track of that for
the
us.
Warg riding Hobgoblin Captain up first. And the Wargs famously have the capacity to move at 50 feet per 6 seconds.
A
Which
little
is,
well-known fact.
that's what we've got clocked on the board for the Hobgoblin Wargs rider this evening.
Flex, have you ever been chased down by a warg?
I haven't, not in the course of my professional nor private life. How about you, Razor?
I myself have not either, but I believe Clancy is due for a chasing this evening.
I wholeheartedly concur.
It looks like
The
the warg
Warg
is going to
Rider.
be going up north and exiting the palisades. Brave move. Let's see how it pays off for the thing. Now the question is, Flex, is that goblin controlling that warg? Or is that warg just doing its own thing?
That is the good question. I suppose we'll find out if the token decides to move.
Oh, can I only move it?
No, there we go. It's moved. He has moved, seemingly in some kind of harrying formation.
It now seems that the warg is in the middle of the battlefield, seemingly approaching our competitors now.
You notice there he's swung out of cover in what seems to be an unconventional combat move.
Now, is that true? Does it appear to be stopping? It's not going to take a dash, it appears.
It seems to be waiting there, patiently, as if waiting for some kind of command. But next up, we have Jolt Argent.
Oh yeah, out the gate.
It looks like Jolt is taking this combat head on with the enthusiasm he showed in his pre-fight interviews. He is going right into the battle. He doesn't seem as fast as that warg. Yes, in fact, each of these squares is indeed 5 foot, in case any of our competitors or our audience were wondering. By the way, those palisades are indeed about 20 feet high, with 2 towers on the north and south portions of it, with 2 goblins barely peeking their heads out, in case you all were picturing smaller palisades.
Up next, we have the Goblin Shaman, who seems to be withholding his action for now. So, in the absence of any action from the Goblin Shaman, we have Eric.
The magnificent babysitter. Flex.
Yeah.
He's playing for us to say that every single time it's his turn. Yes, magnificent babysitter.
Well, all right. And it sounds kind of creepy to me, Razor, but
Plus, I also do weddings.
It's his own.
okay.
He has not to mention his wedding, so let's just ignore that.
He just yells that. All right, so
Eric-
he's gonna move
Eric the
25
Magnificent.
feet because he's a dwarf, so he can't move 30. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then from here, I am going to target the warg. I'm going to lift my hand and shoot a flaming firebolt across the field, attempting to strike at the creature. But will I hit? And
That
I will
is the
not, because that's
question.
a natural 1 that I just rolled, so I will not hit. Sorry,
I don't know what he was
He's
thinking
spent a
there,
little bit more
Razor.
time on babysitting, wouldn't you say, Flex?
I don't know what he was thinking with that. It looks like his mind was completely occupied, probably by some other promotion he was trying to shill.
Yeah, he just runs out and goes, I do weddings! I shoot it straight in the air.
Well, an impressive pyrotechnical display, nevertheless. Chuggles!
Hello. Is it my turn?
It certainly is.
Alrighty. So, Chuggles is going to run his 30 feet of movement. I can't move my token. Oh, I can move my token. Never mind. And as he does it, he is kissing his hands and blowing out to the crowd. He's having a great time. He's trying to rile everybody up. I don't have anything to sell, but I sure wish I did. And he would also like to... I don't know. I think Chuggles is just going to see what everybody else does. So that's it for my action.
Alrighty. That leaves us with the hobgoblins mounted behind the palisades, who are going to take pot shots with their bows. I believe it looks like they're knocking arrows as we speak. Of course, these guys work as an independent unit and therefore share an initiative. So tightly woven are their synapses. And here comes the first arrow, slowly but surely.
It sure does seem to be taking its time, Flex. Oh, there goes the arrow, just high of its mark. Which one was that one aiming for?
I believe that was aimed at the soft and very tender-looking Muppet Born. However, it's difficult to tell with such a terrible, terrible roll.
Chuggles starts waving at the goblin dude. You missed me. I'm down here. Thank you.
But what's this? This arrow seems to be following and true to its mark. Which one is this aiming for?
For the errant babysitter and wedding promoter of some description, Eric the Magnificent seems to be peppered by that arrow, the 20.
Ooh, yeah, that absolutely hits.
Oh dear. Looks like our wizard is in trouble already, as he takes an amount of damage. It seems to be merely a flesh wound, perhaps turned aside by the prodigious gut of Eric the Magnificent.
As you can see here,
Doing
this
well
arrow
from
flew
his-
straight and stayed true to its course, with maybe the goblin's heightened advantage gave way to benefiting his shot. However, this one down here just hit right into this post. It didn't seem to be going anywhere at all.
Poor shooting from one half of the hobgoblin archer contingent this evening, there, Razor. Which I believe brings us back up to the top of the initiative order, which is the warg and its accompanying captain.
Oh, I am getting word that this audience and the patrons are indeed granting another advantage, this time to Chuggles.
Me?
Chuggles receives advantage from the audience.
Yes, I am the greatest. Thank you.
I wish I'd had such an appreciative audience in my arena days.
I sure
Perhaps
wish
I would
this-
still have my left leg.
I sure wish this turn order didn't keep popping up on the overlay. That would be fantastic.
That would
Flex.
be amazing if that stopped happening.
I just did see a gigantic feline beast walk right in front of Eric, the magnificent babysitter.
Plus weddings.
It looks like the warg is not gonna win any longer, and is closing the distance at a full
jeez.
dash.
Oh, that was quite a dash, Flex. I almost didn't even see how it moved so quickly towards our friend Jolt.
Ah, yeah.
Of course, it's used up its entire movement to get there this round. So we move on to Jolt.
Well, you see, I'm gonna grab me a warg.
Looks like he's gonna grab him a warg.
He sure can try, Flex. He sure can try. Oof. It looks like he just gave the ward quite a tickle with that 3.
I didn't roll a 3. Did I?
I forgot that Jolt has advantage. And it was a D8 anyway. Wait. It's not showing me the names of these rolls, by the way.
I don't think any of these are from our competitors.
Oh, yes, these are all from
These are all
the
from me.
4 rolls of the warg, I believe.
A 12. Is that sufficient to break the warg's armor class? It is not.
I've got advantage, baby.
Perhaps the audience's largesse will come in handy this time.
Whoa!
Wait.
Indeed, it
Absolutely,
does.
it will. Absolutely, it will. Just how damaging was that attack?
Oh, it's just a grab, but now I got it. I got it.
Oh,
beg your pardon.
Jolt
It's
just
kind of difficult to see from the commentary booth here, but
Jolt-
that actually looks like a grab.
Yeah, Jolt just tipped over this warg, and now the hobgoblin captain has sprawled to the ground and has recovered to his feet.
My
I don't
goodness.
have minis for all. Yeah, I do. I'll try to fix that up. No, it's fine. I'll just keep it like that.
Just blame Clancy.
All right, taking my claws and rear and back and just getting them in the guts.
All right.
Eric's cat now has advantage, by the way. I guess that means Eric has advantage, which means all 3 of our competitors now have advantage from the audience.
That is fantastic. Such an appreciative audience. We're now looking at the Goblin Shaman.
I was taking my claw attack inside that gut. I'm a fighter. 2 attacks per round. You know.
Absolutely. Let's see them.
Well,
It was a 19.
19. That will do the job.
Ooh.
A whopping 12 damage
That
taken by the warg.
That is quite a gouge in that poor, oversized puppy, Flex.
Well, the puppy knew the risks when it took the money to get into the arena there, Razor.
I'm just getting
You
word
get paid
that
beforehand.
this
And we
puppy
didn't?
was
Only-
not paid.
Only the wargs.
This warg was not paid, by the way.
Oh, well, never mind. I guess that makes it animal cruelty.
Yeah, things took a turn for the worse there, but this does look like a mean old warg, and it seems to like the fight, Flex.
Let's have a look at the range from this. Oh, it looks like he's comfortably within range to cast Fog Cloud. And our Goblin Shaman has cast Fog Cloud in between our 2 competitors and the warg there.
perhaps we can get Clancy to actually show the fog cloud on our commentator screen. Flex, we shall see.
Let's see, Clancy. Don't let us down, Clancy. Not
Clancy
again.
has been a nightmare so far tonight.
Clancy has been really struggling to keep up his end of the deal. I hope your sister has other children.
But for now, we can continue with the fight as I
Absolutely.
may need to buy something really quickly. I mean, Clancy will.
Well, if we look, we can see that the fog cloud has expanded around this area, rendering it extremely difficult to see. And it will probably last up to an hour or until dispelled, given the usual conventions of fog clouds. Next up, we have Eric, the babysitter extraordinaire.
All right. So this time, Eric is going to. Well, he's going. He's got those little legs. Even though this time he's actually the tallest in the group, which is weird. And he's going to move forward 25 feet just to get as close as he can, and then I'm going to. Let's see. Is that fog cloud obscuring my vision of the warg?
Yeah, it certainly is.
Okay. Well, in that case, am I able to see this guy, or is it like, is he covered so well I can't even see him?
You would be at disadvantage attempting an attack.
Okay, that's a risk I'm willing to take. I'm going to move forward the extra 25 feet, and then I'm going to move my palm up again and attempt to launch another firebolt at this guy, despite him being behind some cover.
And holy heck, that looks to be sufficient to actually hit something this time. Eric the Magnificent striking up with another firebolt into the warg.
Oh, what is this? What is this, Flex? Do you see this bolt of lightning shooting down straight into the arena floor? Where did this come from?
My goodness. This is certainly some unusual weather.
It seems to be that some of the patrons in the audience have summoned a bolt of lightning to come right down on the shaman's head. Merely for only 6 points of damage, however. It did roll a 1, a 1, and a 4.
And just as that happens, Eric's firebolt hits the guy as soon as he comes out of cover and nails him for 16 damage.
Were you targeting the warg or the hobgoblin captain?
No, the Hobgoblin Captain.
Hobgoblin captain has been hit, seared within his half plate for 16 points of fire damage.
Eric turns to the crowd.
The goblin shaman struck by that bolt of lightning must have done something wrong in his rituals, as he is extremely close to death. He's looking kind of crispy over there. Up next, we have Chuggles.
Hello, everyone. So Chuggles would like to cast a 3rd level spell called Conjure Animal.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
And so I can choose one beast of challenge rating 2 or lower, or like multiple beasts of like shittier, but I'm going to do one beast of a really good level. So I would like to summon a white dragon wormling, if I could.
Good gracious.
What
a white
is
dragon
this,
wormling.
Flex? We have a new competitor on the field. We have got a white dragon wormling erupting into battle.
Well, this is
So-
highly unorthodox, and yet should have been expected. Has Clancy got an asset for a white dragon wormling?
We shall see. Clancy,
I will take
don't let
any
us down.
token.
Clancy's getting a lot of work tonight as we iron out the kinks in our broadcast this evening.
That's fine. That's why I'm here.
It may look like a weird skeleton thing. Oh,
That
what
is
is
close
this?
enough.
This does not look like a white dragon wormling. It looks like something close enough. Oh, that's much too large. Flex.
Well, never mind. I suppose Clancy will just have to take even more of a beating.
I'm sorry, Clancy.
Don't apologize to Clancy. He deserves everything he's got coming.
Never mind, screw you, Clancy.
There you
All
go,
right,
Chuggles.
so-
You should now have control of the strange green dragon being.
It's okay,
All
Clancy.
right.
Every beating builds character.
Thank you.
So, would you like the dragon to roll initiative, or would he have the same initiative as me?
I figure it'll probably be better if we just have him act on your turn.
Yes, that seems
Okey-doke.
like much less work, Flex. For Clancy, I mean.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely,
I.
Razor.
Okay, so he would take a verbal command from me. So I say, I point my finger out into the cloud and I say, "Get him!" And also, the dragon has an ability called Blind Sight of 10 feet. Would that allow him to see the warg within the fog?
Absolutely, it would.
All right, neat. I didn't know how that worked, and I'm glad you guys did. All right, and that will be my turn, I believe. I don't think... I think he can... I'm not sure if he can attack. Can he attack on this turn, or should we just wait till next turn?
I am having Clancy furiously look up conjure animals. The summoned creature is friendly towards you and companions will roll initiative, but we are keeping it with your own. They obey any verbal commands that you issue to them. If you don't issue any, they just attack. It seems like they will be attacking on your next turn.
All right, so that works.
Thank you for that confirmation, Clancy. Perhaps you will be let off for at least one of those beatings.
Perhaps you will get some dinner tonight, Clancy. We shall see.
Depends on what gets killed in the arena.
Hopefully not me.
Up next.
Won't be much of a meal.
Up next, we have the Hobgoblins, who are going to snuck arrows once again and take aim at the only target that is visible to them, which is Chuggles. The first one, in with a 15.
Wow. Let me see if that hits. That does hit.
Oh,
Wonderful.
that poor Muppet just got skewered with that.
I bet he
Midway.
felt that.
I get it.
Followed up swiftly by an 18. My goodness.
My
Chuggles
goodness,
is
I
taking
was
a
really hoping
peppering.
that wasn't the damage, but I do now see that it was the attack of the other Hobgoblin Archer.
Fortunately so, which leaves us with the damage rolls to come. We will find out as we wait to assess how severe the damage is from those two hits.
There's like 2 arrows sticking out of Chuckles. He's like, how should I react to this? Do I scream in pain, or is it not that bad?
Let's see, the
Whoa.
first roll is the first one seems to be doing 7 points of damage to Chuggles.
That's pretty up there.
While the second
the second's
arrow
followed
is
with a 6.
Slightly worse, but still seems to be doing quite a large amount of damage to this poor Muppet.
Hey, no fair.
You knew what you were getting into. Well, you didn't, but that's not the issue here.
Flex,
I
All
blindly
hear,
fair in
signed
pit
up.
combat.
Flex, I hear large boos towards this shaman. It seems that the audience really does not enjoy this shaman who has casted the fog cloud. The shaman now has disadvantage on this next attack roll.
Oh, well, that's really sucks for the shaman. Up next, we have the warg and the captain. The warg, of course, separated from the captain now. But both seem to be entering an attack posture. Butted up right against Jolt Arjun there, we have the warg going in for what looks to be a bite.
Well, per that grapple, he's very disadvantaged, so it's fine. It's fine.
Yes, it does look like he is having some trouble getting that bite in on the Dragonborn. It seems that he's struggling mighty fiercely. Maybe not so fiercely with the 23 and a 21. Ooh, he seems to be sinking those teeth pretty squarely into that Dragonborn's arm.
That looks pretty nasty. But how nasty is it? That is the question.
Now, Flex, I do know that wargs do have 1,500 psi of bite force in those chompers. Let's see
Absolutely.
if they can live up to their reputation. I guess so. 8 points of damage to the Dragonborn.
What are you trying to do? Kill me when I was just a baby?
Oh, Flex, it seems like Jolt has not lost any pep in his step. He is still going. Let's see what
if
this Hobgoblin has.
Let's see what the
in store.
Hobgoblin captain has to say now that he's been dismounted. He looks like he's leveling his greatsword there.
I actually would like to use a Battle Master maneuver and parry him with his warg.
Oh. That's a one weakness, is that warg.
Just 1 second there. I seem to be... Yes. Yes. I have the final numbers. That is the 23 from...
And I believe a
The
parry
Hobgoblin
does
captain.
add just 2 armor class to the Dragonborn with that warg parry, if I'm not
It
mistaken.
reduces the damage by the number of the superiority die.
I was mistaken. That is not how parry works. Clancy, quit feeding me these falsehoods.
Clancy is going to receive such a severe beating that he may be unrecognizable going forward.
All right.
All right, so we have the damage incoming now.
Oh, that looks like it should have been a bite or a sword swing, about 10 points of damage, but with the warg
With the
parry,
parry.
it seems to have negated 4 points of that damage for a total of 6.
I mean, I haven't seen parrying that good since I saw Barry parry the Parry Master in the arena about 2 summers hence. You remember that epic battle for the ages?
Onatar rest his soul. Poor Barry the Barry parrier.
Barry parry the Parry Master, no longer with us, of course, swallowed alive.
Just last night, actually. I hope you all caught that on your Tuesday night Modras Bloodsport Association. When we do our solo combatants, Barry Parryton, not so lucky.
Up next, we have Jolt himself. What response is he going to have to this assault to his person?
I'm gonna start by tearing right into this warg.
Wargs, of course, are very difficult to tear. Their hide is naturally resistant to damage. But not that resistant. My goodness.
It seems like Jolt has found the one weak spot in the warg's armor.
Aiming directly for the soft spot underneath the chin.
Seems like almost he rolled a 25 if we were to put a number on it, for 12 points of damage.
12 points of damage.
How is that warg looking, Flex? I can't
The
see from
warg
here.
is not looking good. It is bleeding heavily. Bleeding heavily. It looks like it is on its last legs, but still standing.
And I'm gonna go ahead and use a bonus action, give it to him again.
Oh,
All
the
right.
humanity. Jolt has 2 attacks. How can he attack this quickly? That there looks like a dirty 20, Flex. I don't know if that worked to me much longer for this world.
I should expect not. We'll see. Jolt, Jolt, Jolt Arjun with our first blood of the evening, taking down the warg in his inimitable personal style. Want to run us through that one there, champ?
Oh yeah, so had to go turn him over, get him in the gut, slash him again. That was my bonus action. But you know what? I'm a fighter. I've got an extra attack. I'm a tavern brawler. I'm actually gonna use this warg and hit this goblin over here. Ah!
A warg, of course, is an extremely large beast.
So it is hard for our audience in the stands to see, but we are blessed with our anti-fog vision here, Flex. So if you did not notice, the warg attacked Jolt pretty haphazardly, was quickly thrown to the ground, grappled up, and just smashed and slashed, and now there's just a dead warg on the middle of the battlefield. So it seems like Clancy may be getting dinner tonight indeed.
If there's
All
anything
right.
left over from the hot dog stand, certainly he will.
I toss them. It probably misses, but that's all right. I end up throwing it at his feet. Here's your dog.
Where's my favorite dog? You bastard. I'm hearing that we've gone live with the mic there too, the arena side, and the Hobgoblin captain is not happy. Not happy at all.
Well, now, Flex, would you be happy if your lifelong pet that you raised from birth just got dismantled and dismembered right in front of your eyes?
I probably wouldn't. It depends on how much of a good dog he was.
I do hear that the warg was the best of dog. I believe its name was Copper, and just it's loved its walks. Was a very obedient being, very obedient dog. It's very truly sad.
Up next we have the Goblin Shaman.
That now has disadvantage due to the audience's loud boos.
The Goblin Shaman is not popular this evening, not at all. It looks like he's checking his range. And he finds it to his liking, and he casts Entangle.
Oh
I
no!
have that.
It looks like
Entangle.
Chuggles is getting wrapped up in some vines that are bursting forth from the ground. Chuggles, let's see how Chuggles can resist these vines. I believe Chuggles will be making a
He'll be making a strength saving throw.
strength save. I hate
Oof.
Flex. If I'm gonna be honest, that doesn't look like Chuggles' strong suit.
It does not, but however, we shall see.
Would the audience prefer I roll in roll 20?
You can use your dice if you would like, or roll 20, whatever suits you.
All right,
best.
dice. I hit the screen. I got a 15.
Against all odds, I do indeed believe that Chuggles has now not been entangled by the
He
vine.
certainly has managed to slip himself free of the grasp of these thorns and vines. I'm sorry, I'm struggling to pronounce my ths and vs.
But it does
So
look like
Chuggles
now,
has the spell himself, so he knows the ins and out of the tangly little webs.
It does look like now, indeed, on the ground of the arena floor are these vines. Is this perhaps difficult terrain now, Flex?
I believe it would be considered difficult terrain. The density of the vines and thorns is such that it is extremely difficult to move through that area.
Well, that doesn't look very good right there, Flex. That had a white background on that image. I'll have Clancy try to animate some vines for our audience watching at home. In the meantime, who is up next?
It is Eric and his fantastic babysitting services.
All right, so what have you surrounded Eric with? Why is there a box around him?
That
Is that-
is
That was
is
I
that
thought
Eric
was
and not
Chuggles. Is
Chuggles
that-
this whole
Yeah,
time?
I was
mistake.
curious.
Okay, I was
Didn't
just wondering.
say anything.
I was just
My
wondering if I heard
mistake.
wrong.
You heard correctly, Eric, as the
No.
vines were springing around your feet.
Oh, so it is my feet.
Yes.
Just eat the vines, dwarf.
Okay, so I am being entangled. All right, so do I need to do anything, or is that only if I want to break free?
You would make a strength saving throw.
All right.
Do you not want to break free?
Well, it just depends. I might not need to. I got some good distance.
Yeah, true. You just lay down and it's like a little massage.
I'll just roll down and cry while everyone else wins for me. 17.
17 is sufficient to not be entangled.
He like just realized he was entangled, so he's like, "What the fuck?" So he's just gonna start walking out and like just carefully pulling his way out so that he's not entangled. And I'm going to move forward 25 feet since that's my max. 5.
Look at those
And-
little legs go, Flex.
Those stumpy little legs sure are pumping.
It seems as if Eric may be trying to confront the remaining 3 hobgoblins.
That seems to be his course of action. Of course, there's a lot of distance to cover between there.
Yeah, how far am I? I can't do the arrow thing. 70, was it 70 feet?
Flex, I believe you
Oh, I
are-
can do it.
Okay.
Hey, 70 feet. Okay. Well, at the risk of being boring, I will once again cast Firebolt. So Eric is going to... Don't fail me now, baby! And he's going, his hands will light on fire, and I'm going to attempt to do like a Kamehameha style with the Firebolt. And this time I will use the advantage that was granted to me.
Who is this going towards? Flex,
I'm
can you
going
tell?
towards the shaman.
The shaman.
Aiming for that shaman.
And I believe that you have rolled
There's my
a
advantage roll.
15. Which, given that he has partial cover, is not successful.
Ooh, okay.
It definitely would have been otherwise. That goblin shaman is absolutely looking the most relieved I have ever seen a sentient creature look. Next up, we have Chuggles.
Okay, so
For real
would
this
you
time.
say would you say it is a possibility for Chuggles to hop on this dragon?
How large is this creature?
How small is Chuggles?
That is the question. If it is a size category larger than Chuggles, I will allow it.
It is a medium dragon.
And I take it that Chuggles is a small or tiny creature.
That is very true.
Then
I'm
yes,
like-
I will allow it.
Alrighty. So Chuggles will hop on the dragon and say, "Yip yip." And the dragon has 60 feet of flying speed.
We didn't
My,
think this
my.
one through, Flex, when we allowed dragons on the field.
Well, we'll see about that because I am going to require an animal handling check.
Oh, that is very fair. I have only just been acquainted with this dragon. Let's see if he obeys me.
Hey, dragon, you don't have to take that. Have some pride.
And it appears I have forgotten my pretty please. I have received a 6.
A 6. It doesn't look like the dragon wormling is very happy about having a Muppet born upon his back.
You know, I
Okay.
believe it may be Jolt's convincing otherwise to convince this dragon that they are worth much more than being some sturdy mount to a Muppet baby.
This ain't Pern.
And that is it for my turn, I guess. I will just be
Well.
this flailing corpse hanging from the dragon's neck.
Should the dragon still get a turn, Flex?
I haven't seen such capering since the great kobold caper of Aught 6. Remember that one, Razor?
That was much beyond my years, Flex.
I'm pretty sure you were there. I'm sure. Never mind. Maybe it must have been your wife
I believe that was Clancy.
or Clancy's wife. Okay, so up next, the warg has of course expired in the middle of that fog cloud, and we are left with the hobgoblin captain, who is extremely unhappy about the death of his doggo, and he is going to target Jolt Arjun with his great
come
sword.
on. Come on.
I'm pretty sure a 9 won't cut it there, Jolt.
And I believe it
Oh,
would
no.
actually be with disadvantage too, with the obscuration from the fog cloud.
You're absolutely 100% correct. Let's see whether he drops his sword or something. Nope. He swishes around blindly, cleaving through the fog. However, it seems to be more of an impairment to him than to his opponent.
All right, now let's do
Up
this.
next, it's Jolt.
All right. Swinging around that sword. Why don't we get real close?
He is within cuddling distance.
Looks like Jolt is creeping up on the Goblin Captain.
And I believe that was an attempt to grapple or otherwise.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Let's see how he does against that.
That is a mighty beefy Hobgoblin Captain we found in the depths of the wild.
But not beefy enough. He's failed the test of strength and has been propelled into the waiting arms of the Dragonborn.
And then I put my face real close and now give me a kiss, and I will acid spray in his face with my breath weapon.
The juice. Oh, for the audience at home or the audience in the audience that cannot see through the fog cloud, it looks like Jolt is spewing acid from his mouth hole straight into the Hobgoblin Captain. I think the Hobgoblin Captain has to just sit there and take it because he is indeed grappled.
He is grappled, yes, absolutely. Let's have some damage. My goodness. Sickening attack. Gobbets of flesh melting away from the Hobgoblin Captain's face there. He does not look happy. He does not look like a person even anymore. Stripped to the bone, but still standing.
That is a terrifying sight indeed, Flex. That skull on the top of a hobgoblin body.
If it weren't for that damned fog, we would have to censor the images anyway because they are far too graphic for broadcast. Up next, it is the Goblin Shaman.
Still barely hanging on by just the thread.
He is looking very frightened and his trousers are looking very brown. Let's see, what can he do? What has he got in his bag of tricks?
I believe he did use both of his first level spell slots. So
I believe you're correct.
That may be out of the question now, Flex.
Let's see what else he's got. He's got a short bow. I believe he'll probably try and take a little pot shot with his short bow. Clancy?
Clancy,
give me back my... Yep. Oh, right. Okay, here we go. Clancy, you are a truly miserable specimen. My goodness! The Hobgoblin Shaman, perhaps spurred on by his severe injury, has loosed another shot at Arik.
Ah, shit, son of a bitch! Good thing I got this magic-ass abjuration ward. This shit's fucking cool.
Good job indeed! Okay. And let's see
I do hear the audience
how damaging that was.
I do hear the audience cheering on Chuggles yet again, granting another point of advantage. They seem to really want to watch Chuggles ride that dragon.
My goodness, that's 6 points of damage from the Goblin Shaman with his short bow.
6 points? Okay, so that's
6 points.
a second arrow lodges itself in my Armor of Agathist, and now it's taken 9, so I have 11 temporary HP left on that.
Beautiful. Up next, it is indeed Eric the Magnificent,
The babysitter.
the babysitter extraordinaire.
Flex. Talk about
What?
this every time. We need to mention the babysitter stuff every time.
He's probably going to die.
But he's already paid in advance.
Yeah, well, so much the better.
Just, like, if he does make it out, it's gonna be a lawsuit.
Oh,
Eric waddles forward 25 feet.
Specifically.
After missing, yeah, I'm not very tall. After missing, but I have armor. Like, I'm just the only reason I went dwarf so I can wear armor as a wizard. I'm going to move forward, and now that I am within range, finally, I'm sick of this little motherfucker just always dodging all my stuff. I'm over him. Magic missile.
It does appear to be 3 magic missiles erupting from Eric's wand. Or whatever Eric seems to be casting focus is.
It doesn't look like it's going to take much to knock over this goblin shaman. I think
12 damage.
A stiff breeze would have done it.
Perhaps
Well,
only
wait.
one
Let me ask you
magic
this.
missile.
Let me ask you this. Am I able? Do I have to tell where they're going to hit before I see the damage, or can I hit and then determine the other?
I will allow you to split the damage as you see fit.
All right. Well, if one of them is going to kill him, then I'll have the other two direct themselves at the goblin to his right.
Very well.
Oh no, the
goblin
North
shaman is no
Goblin
more.
Is about to get knocked from his perch, perhaps.
So yeah, one of those missiles whizzes, hits the goblin shaman, and then the other two go straight for the goblin that's to his right.
The goblin shaman is no more. The one on his right is still standing, but looks pretty pissed.
I hear.
Yes, I'm going to take care of your kids for money.
I hear the audience cheering on Eric and his babysitting business. It appears that he has now been granting another advantage, Flex.
Fabulous advantage for Eric the Magnificent and his wonderful babysitting service.
Finger guns to the crowd.
Chuggles.
Yes. So my advantage is gone from earlier, right?
You have a new advantage.
Oh, a new advantage. Okay.
It
So-
looks like the audience really wants you to get on that dragon, Chuggles.
So currently he is being like a felty fidget spinner spinning around the neck of that dragon, and I'm gonna try to get a hold of this dragon.
Please don't
I
let
dropped
the
my
audience
dice.
down, Chuggles.
Good thing I have a backup.
While you're doing that, I will promote this Bud Lightfoot's Halfling Ale. Delicious every time.
So I got an unnatural 20. 18 plus 2.
That will be sufficient.
All right. So now I guess I will send the dragon 60 feet in the air towards the palisades, I think you guys called it.
Correct. The wooden stockade or palisade at the rear of the arena.
All right.
Oh, no, Dragon, remember Pern. Remember Pern.
All right. I think that's about there. Let me just double check my math. Juggles isn't very good at math.
It looks like the
Looks
dragon
like you
get a
sold
little bit
yourself
further.
slightly short. Yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
And now
Fabulous.
it appears that Chuggles has the height advantage over the palisades now.
That does indeed appear to be correct.
And that is about it. Well, did that cost my action, right? To do the animal handling check?
I'm feeling generous.
I was gonna say, Flex, it doesn't seem like we've seen any spells from Chuggles quite yet, so.
No, I am feeling generous. Please.
All right. So I would like to cast Wild Shape upon myself and launch myself down off this dragon. Because I don't think he can hold an ape.
That was a very short flight indeed, Flex.
All right. I'm going to just split them apart so they're not... There we go. That's the thing. There we go.
All right.
All right. And Chuggles will land in his apey form.
Absolutely terrifying.
Flex, it
And-
seems that Chuggles just drove that dragon right to the 60-foot mark. As soon as the dragon was worth nothing more of movement, Chuggles dismounted and landed just directly south from the being.
I mean, we can
That's what
see
they do.
we can see clearly that he entered the ape zone around here. And he's going to emerge from the ape zone, presumably in an attacking fashion, towards the stockade.
Boy, Flex,
Yes.
wouldn't it be nice if Clarence had the... Or Clancy, I forgot their name already
Clarence.
because they're so bad at
He's
their
already
job.
been replaced with Clarence.
It'd be so good if Clancy had a nice ape graphic for us to use, but I don't think it's in his repertoire.
Well, never mind. We'll have to get him drawing one for next time. Up next, we have the Hobgoblin Archers.
And it looks like they're going to have to decide their targets, Flex. Are they going to attack Eric, the dwarven wizard? Are they going to attack the big ape suddenly on the field, or are they going to attack the dragon hovering in place?
It looks to me like they're going to focus fire on this incredible ape. Focus fire within the ape zone, as you can see within this 5-foot cube, which is now the current ape zone.
It does seem to be that Clancy is furiously searching for an ape or monkey adjacent graphic for us to use.
I will take whatever you give me.
Monkey adjacent is, of course, the only way to be. That's the first. The first is a whopping 22.
Oof. Oof. Yeah, that's my monkey voice. Yes.
No, that's a D0, which I don't believe is a real die. Let's try that again. A 5, which I assume misses.
Yes.
Fantastic. So, simply one of the Hobgoblin archers has hit with 1d8 plus that. 4 points of damage. Looks like he's distracted by the ape zone, and who wouldn't be? Because, boy, is that a lot of ape within that zone. 4 damage applied by that arrow. One can only assume that that was a mere graze.
Yes, it stuck in ever so slightly, and Ape Chuggles broke the arrow in half, tossing
Ape
it to the
Chuggles
floor.
Looking extremely pissed off. Back up to the top of the initiative order now. We have the Hobgoblin Captain in the middle of the fog with Jolt. He's going to do as he has done for the last several rounds and try and cut up his opponent with a great sword.
Flex, I'm just now hearing from our upper that I believe this fog cloud is now gone with the shaman being dead. It's the shaman
You're
is
absolutely
dead
correct.
now.
The lingering effects can only be attributed to Clancy's failure to clean it up.
As well as the entangled floor.
Absolutely. The floor has been noticeably entangled and disentangled. Yes, that's right. First. How does that do ya? A 12 from our Hobgoblin Commander.
Absolutely not. But you know what? I got a little something from him. Use my reaction to riposte. Put my claws in his face. Punish him for missing and being weak.
That seems like a excellent choice of action.
Looks like Jolt, even not on Jolt's turn, is able to use the Hobgoblin's momentum against himself, and
Does not defeat his armor.
that is
Oh,
a
he's still-
wildly armored Hobgoblin.
Well, he's
he's
still grappled.
He is still grappled, so advantage
Maybe
applies.
it does pierce his armor. We shall see.
No.
Ooh, slightly worse
Oh,
than
wait.
before.
Oh, it's
Unfortunately
superiority.
not.
Oh, it's superiority die. Have that. That's an attack roll. Whoops.
Perhaps.
Here it
Maybe
comes.
there's a chance, Flex.
Here it comes.
A 17.
A 17 meets, it beats.
Oh, that
Oh.
is an armored Hobgoblin if I have ever seen one myself, Flex.
A half plate on the Goblin Commander there. He has spent a little bit more money on his equipment.
Ah.
That looks like a 2, if I'm not mistaken.
No,
there.
it is an 11, Flex.
An 11. Oh my goodness. My goodness. Another kill for the Dragonborn. Perhaps he'd like to regale us around the fireside after this with a tale of how he did it.
Flex, it does appear that Jolt is hogging all the kills tonight.
Well, a fighter's gonna fight there, Razor. So, where are we now in the initiative? We have Jolt's turn. He has
My actual
slain the
turn.
Goblin. His actual turn, yes.
That was just his repost while he killed that second.
Certainly was.
Well, I'm gonna take this Hobgoblin with me, and because he seems like a good implement, I'll drag him with me, and I will take a move.
It appears that Jolt is carrying his fallen foe?
Well, that is really showboating, carrying around your fallen enemy as a grim trophy, and perhaps also as an improvised weapon. Smart, but not going to win a lot of fans in the Hobgoblin crowd.
And then I'll dash.
He's still gaining speed while even dragging that hobgoblin's dead, lifeless corpse. That giant cat is back, walking right across Eric's feet again.
And conveniently enough, it is Eric's turn. I hope he isn't slain by that giant cat, which is not part of tonight's games.
All right, Eric is going to move forward another 25 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so these hobgoblin archers, are they elevated? They're on like stands,
They
right?
are 20 feet behind the wooden palisades, and half cover applies.
All right, and the one I'm closest to is the one I hit with the remaining magic missile.
No, you targeted the one to the right as you face them.
So
So
the
the one
north
furthest away was the one that took the damage.
Okay, that's not a problem. That actually, okay, yeah, that works out. So as I'm running towards this hobgoblin, I am going to launch another firebolt towards the one that I hit previously. So I am moving towards the one that I have not damaged yet, but I am targeting the one that I have damaged.
He's zigging and zagging, serpentining to avoid the incoming fire from the hobgoblins, and has gone for an offhand shot against the furthest enemy. This has got to be an all-time fabulous play, and that is more than sufficient to hit the hobgoblin archer.
All right, so as I'm running, zigzagging, dodging, trying not to slip in the sand, and then I just launch with my right hand this firebolt, and it just catches him for 11 damage.
And it incinerates him to the very bone.
Flex, I think he distracted him with that fancy footwork as he just zigged down south and then back up to the west and finished off with that magical bolt.
Not only is he one fine competitor in the arena, but also a fabulous dancer.
And, hey, babysitter.
Babysitter and heck of a dancer.
I need a job! I need a job! I'm just like yelling that into the crowd.
And we have Chuggles up next. We have one remaining hobgoblin behind the palisades. And
Yes.
Chuggles the ape.
Oot, oot, as Chuggles the Ape would say. So, according to, the ape's ranged attack is he picks up a boulder and throws it. Would you say I can find a boulder in this terrain?
I would say that you could pull up some kind of sufficiently large piece of earth and rock and hurl it. Yes, absolutely.
Alrighty, that works.
The arena
Chuggles-
is notoriously boulder strewn.
Perfect. So Ape Chuggles will crush up a boulder into nice little shreds, and he winds up like a pitcher at the pitcher's mound and flings it over towards the goblin dude in the palisades.
Beautiful.
And he says, "Perfect game," but he can't actually say that. But yeah.
Affect the game. Let's see
And,
let's see how it goes.
I will roll in Roll20 for fun. /R D20. And then I don't know how to plus. That is pretty bad. +5, so that is an 11.
An 11 is not sufficient.
Oof. But yep, that's my action. Oh wait, I forgot about my Dragon Man.
Yes.
You have a dragonman.
Yes. Let me send him the rest of the way.
Comfortably within his range.
And he's going to land right behind the palisades, right in the midst of them. And would you say he's able to take a bite out of my missed enemy?
Certainly.
All
He has
right.
60 feet of movement and didn't use it all, and therefore is
right.
more than capable of making
So-
an attack.
He will perform his bite. Let me roll again. All right, that is a 10 plus 4, 14.
I'm afraid that is also insufficient.
That is very unfortunate. Never
Flex.
mind.
Flex.
He is nipping at him and ready to go next time.
What's that, Razor?
I'm getting a little bit of is that feedback in my headset here? Is it? No, it sounds like the arena doors are opening again.
That's it. Our surprise of the evening.
What? This is even a surprise to me, Flex. What is this? Or it
This-
seems like our referees allowed a. Is that a flail snail?
It is indeed a flail snail, the mollusk from hell. It will ruin your day and is not available or suitable for escargot.
Flex. We talked about. You're supposed to tell me when. There's. How'd you know about the surprise and I didn't?
Because, unlike you, I have maintained a healthy relationship with our managers and producers.
Is it because Clancy's my cousin?
Nepotism doesn't pay, Razor.
I'm assuming he's not on our side, is he? He doesn't
No,
look-
he is not.
No, Chuggles, if you can hear me, I do not think that flail snail is on your team.
I will just double check to make sure, but he's looking rather scary.
The flail snail, of course, is an extremely large and angry snail. He is, however, still a snail and is not able to move extremely fast. What was his movement speed clocked at last time we checked there, Razor?
Let me. He's moving right now, so let me just get a read on this. It looks like he just moved 10 feet. for his
Oh,
movement
that's
speed.
so bad.
That is a speedy creature.
Oh wait, what's this? It's dashing for 10 more feet.
My God, the acceleration defies belief.
That's so.
The remaining goblin archer is up. He is terrified by this dragonman right in his face and seems to be notching another bow to his string. If Clancy will cooperate with me. And he misses.
Oh no! How did? Oh, it's probably
At
because the
point-blank
dragon is so
range.
close to him.
Absolutely. It's an intimidating presence to have a large reptilian mount your face.
That creature is actually supposed to also have disadvantage due to the audience's just furious boos.
The audience is very angry, but it was not required, as that was a truly pathetic attempt. Back up to the top of the initiative order, as the warg and the captain are both dead. We go immediately to Jolt Arjun, Dragonborn fighter.
Have you ever cracked a snail there, buddy? Let's go. As I fiercely drag the captain back through his own blood smear towards this flail snail.
Always a pleasure to watch Arjun crack wise.
I did just realize, Flex, the flail snail does indeed have a -3 to initiative.
It was always going to be last in the order in any event. Next up, we have Eric, the magnificent babysitter.
So Eric can hear the announcers, right?
Yes.
It appears
Okay.
that way.
So Eric is going to be aware that this giant snail thing has entered the arena. So I'm going to turn around and go, "Oh yeah, fuck that one, big time. I'm not even going to mess with that thing." And I'm going to cast Fireball.
Oh.
It appears that Eric is casting a fireball at the snail who
And
has.
now, above my head, like a spirit bomb, just.
By the way, it does
Flail
appear that the
snails.
audience is loving the snail flail. The flail snail, some may call it, has been granted advantage by these furious calls to
That's very
arms.
fair.
Oh my god.
Flail snails, of course, are in possession of what is called an anti-magic shell. Any creature making a spell attack against the snail has disadvantage on the attack roll.
Oh no, if only it wasn't a save.
If a snail succeeds on its saving, snail has advantage on saving throws against spells.
Well, that sucks. You got me on that one, Doctor.
Also, real quick, it appears, did Jolt not get to move on Jolt's turn?
Oh, I moved.
Okay.
Oh, he moved.
Okay. I
Like
forget how
grease
large
lightning.
this map is sometimes, and it appears that Jolt did not get to move.
Does he only get advantage because he was given advantage?
No,
Was
he
that
only gets advantage because he's a flail snail.
Son of a bitch.
He has double advantage.
We'll have the flail snail save their advantage for their next attack, perhaps.
As it is not
Yeah.
required. So, what saving throw do you require the flail snail to make?
It is a DC 15 dexterity saving throw. He seems real quick.
That's
It
a
is not very dexterous.
that is a good option from Eric there. Maybe Eric knows a little bit of the bad weaknesses of this flail snail, going with a move that requires a dexterous advantage dodge out of the way. The snail
To
does
be
not-
fair, it was fireball.
With advantage, the flail snail dodges.
Oh no.
Have you ever seen a flail snail move quite that fast, Flex?
I think it just withdrew within its shell and let that reflective nature of that chitinous material deflect the blast. If the snail, of course, succeeds on a saving throw against a spell or a spell attack misses it, an additional effect might occur. Now,
Half
comes the fun
damage.
times where we will roll a d6 and
To
find
see
out
what happens
what
with
additional effect occurs. Are you able to roll a d6 for me?
I can roll a
Razor?
d6 for you, Flex. I got a 3.
You got a 3. There is no additional effect.
That's quite boring, Flex.
I'm afraid so. I was hoping for something a little more interesting. But nevertheless, the snail takes that amount of damage.
Well, it takes half, right? Because it succeeds.
It takes half that amount of damage.
Oh, but what is this? What is this, Flex? It looks like the fireball just harmlessly erupted across this flail snail who is immune to fire.
My goodness, he is immune to fire. The flail snail knows no pain. It hurtles on like an extremely slow juggernaut.
Guys, I think I fucked up.
It seems that the flail snail is moving all of its attention directly towards Eric.
I kind of
I'm
went,
showing you.
I kind of went all in on this
Pretty
fireball
annoyed.
thing.
Let's see that escargot.
Oh, I get it. Wait. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, that's tough.
I'm sorry, everyone. A flail snail is not up next. It's Chuggles.
All right. So, so first I will have the dragon try to take another chomp out of that dude up in the Palisades. I
Off the
feel like
goblin.
he's most important here.
Focus
All
fire,
right.
smart.
All right, and that's another bad roll. That is an 11.
And 11 is not good enough.
Oof. Oh well. Well, I'm just gonna assume that the dragon's got it, and Chuggles will use his 30 feet of movement speed to head towards that flail snail.
It
I
appears
can
that
do-
Chuggles has given up on the hobgoblin and has focused all of his attention and his rage towards the notorious flail snail.
Of course,
Alright.
the ape zone has moved 30 feet to
So.
the east.
All right.
To be honest,
And-
Flex, I had almost forgotten that it was indeed an ape at the moment.
How could you forget?
I saw the fur and just assumed that it was the neon fur still.
He's never felt better. All right.
And
Flail-
I would like to crash up another boulder and hurl
Beautiful.
it at this snail.
It seems like Chuggles is having no trouble finding all of these boulders strewn across the battlefield tonight, Flex.
Absolutely none whatsoever. It just seems to be something that perhaps should be looked at by groundskeeping in time for the next bout.
I will have
Juggles
Clancy.
could talk, he would scold the groundskeeper.
I will have Clancy get on the groundskeepers. Though, to be fair and to be honest, Clancy is one of the 2 groundskeepers. So I don't expect much to come of it.
All right, that is a 14.
That is not good enough to defeat the flail snail's armor.
Darn.
Jeez.
Right.
Flex, I'm looking at it now. This flail snail's kind of a big deal, Flex.
It is kind of a big deal.
That's it for Chuggles' turn, and Ape Chuggles kind of gulps.
This encounter might have taken more time to play out than I had initially anticipated. Flail Snail with an incredible 20-yard dash. There he goes.
Okay, yeah. I'll move it.
Back up again to Jolt Arjun, Dragonborn fighter and kill leader.
Oh, it's coming.
Do any of our participants this evening have a hard stop?
I do not.
It's all up to Togepi, my cat.
Depending on how this goes, we may go a little bit over if that's okay with everybody else.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
Seeing this flail snail, I actually will drop my my trophy and I will attempt to grapple it by one of its flails.
All right, let's see it. Wow. Let's see how the flail snail responds. Poorly, extremely poorly. I wouldn't have thought it believable, but the flail snail seems to be tied up in a lock-up maneuver. Some kind of complicated joint lock, which you wouldn't expect to work on a soft creature like the interior of a snail, but it's tied up.
All right, I'm gonna take my bonus action and try to slash across this flail. I want one to take home.
Let's see it. And that was a 16.
Do I get it?
Yeah, that hits. That is
All right.
sufficient. Let's see what kind of damage is done. 6 points of damage taken by the flail snail. It does not look happy. One of its tentacles looks severely bruised.
Oh, time to use that extra attack.
No, he's resistant to damage.
And we've got another attack coming.
You have to use my advantage because it's grappled.
Please do. Looks like Jolt is jostling for position with the snail and successfully gets in a second attack. Oh, and that's enough damage taken by the flail snail to allow one of its flailing tendrils to be severed.
Okay, then I action surge.
Let's see it.
That's a 13.
A 13 is unsuccessful.
I will use the advantage from it being grappled.
I just realized my microphone was off, Flex, for quite some time.
Well, I guess you can't be that important to the day-to-day running of the operation then, Razor, I guess.
Clancy definitely had unstepped and tripped over my microphone cord. However, this snail flail is now down to 4 tentacles left remaining. perhaps maybe getting one more chop down here after Jolt takes another swing viciously against these tentacles.
My goodness, that
Not
was a
quite enough to sever a second one, but still.
no, but it looking severely uncomfortable. That was a palpable hit. All right.
All right, that's it.
Eric-
That's me.
Eric the Magnificent, babysitter and wedding planner and magician.
Flex.
What?
He didn't pay for the wedding stuff. I know he keeps shouting it really
Okay,
loud.
so he's a lousy wedding planner, but a great babysitter.
Yes.
So Eric is going to move 25 feet, and then I am going to take very, very careful attention to make sure that my ally is not in the way of my shot, and he is not, because I just need a straight line of 150 feet, and I have plenty.
Ooh.
And I will take a deep breath.
Verified by the arena sensors.
I start to pull in some energy from around me. Think like Avatar: Last Airbender. I'm like moving my arms and then shoot a lightning bolt out of my finger, and I cast
Ooh.
the spell Lightning Bolt.
That definitely
Is
doesn't
that-
look to be fire this time. Flex.
It does
seems
not.
like Eric has learned his lesson from last time.
So I need another DC 15 Dexterity saving throw, please.
However, this anti-magic shield will still grant the snail flail advantage on this attack.
My goodness.
Wait, is it advantage even with a saving throw? Yeah.
Saving throws and attack
Absolutely.
throw,
Gotcha.
and disadvantage on attack rolls. But perhaps this one can actually do some damage. Looks like that was a 14 minus 3 for the first roll.
My mistake.
Ooh, and
that
neither
was
15.
actually-
Clancy
that
added
was actually
3
supposed
instead of
to be a
subtracting.
11
That should have been an 8.
3, so an 8.
All right. And I hit it for 27 lightning damage.
My goodness, that is a sizable chunk of damage.
However, what is this happening? If the spell has an area or has multiple targets, it fails and has no effects. That's not a
That's
thing.
if the flail snail had succeeded on its saving
Yeah.
throw, then that might have applied.
Oh, okay. I do now see that. Yes, you are correct.
So, yeah.
Flex,
I'm like
as always.
Yusuke Urameshi with the spirit gun.
Oh yes.
So that's a whopping 27 points of damage there. The flail snail is looking extremely upset, but
And actually,
unable.
whoa, 2 more of its tentacles just fell off, Flex.
This is absolutely 100% fact. It is looking extremely unhappy.
It
Don't
is
you make me
very
come
lucky
over
that-
there, buddy.
It is very lucky that Jolt is on the one and sole remaining tentacle of this flail snail.
Up next, we have Chuggles.
So, Chuggles would like to cast a spell. It is a 3rd level spell. Well, no, it is a 2nd level spell, but I'm casting it at 3rd level. It is called Moonbeam. Wait, Chuggles can't cast spells as
As an
Ape.
ape.
Yes.
Does it appear like Chuckles
Um,
is going to un-8 for this?
Sure. Actually, never mind. Juggles is going to use the rest of his movement speed to hop right up next to our fighter friend. And
Oh yeah, hey there, Ape man. Let's go. We're gonna have to talk about that whole dragon thing though.
and I would like to take my fist and bop it at that snail if I could.
Pummel the flail snail. Pummel away.
All right. So I got a natural 20.
That
Plus
will
5.
certainly hit.
All right. So that is 1d6. Let me do that. 1d6 /R. 1d6. 4. Wait, what? Okay. Plus 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is 7 damage on the first punch. And this, not dragon, this ape is able to do 2 punches for his attack. 'Cause he has multi-attack.
My goodness,
do
it's a
again?
1-2 combination.
Yes, I rolled a 19 on that one.
Beautiful. That will also do the job.
I'm the worst at rolling in D20.
Blame Clancy. That's what I've been doing all night.
Damn it, Clancy, you suck.
Agreed. Clancy does indeed suck.
That is not how you do it. Well,
The
let me
crowd-
find-
Yes, that's right. The crowd is chanting Clancy sucks. Clancy sucks. Feed him to the snail.
It appears that Clancy has disadvantage on the rest of his week.
All right, that
He
is
was born disadvantaged.
a total of 10 damage.
10 additional points of damage. My goodness, the flail snail is not looking good. But
And oh yeah, I forgot.
The
I
dragon.
don't think I can command my dragon from this far away,
I
can I?
Thank you, Karen.
I think it's probably okay within the confines of this arena.
True. Hey, dragon! Bite him again! I mean, like, he's gonna assume that's what he's supposed to do, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
roll for the dragon.
Absolutely.
Dragon keeps getting the worst rolls. That is an 11 again. Pretty sure
Afraid
that's what I
not.
got last time.
Nope, that is not good enough to defeat the hobgoblin's
Flex,
armor.
to be honest, this dragon kind of sucks.
Yeah, I
The
thought
dragon
I was
has
so
been a bit
excited
of a
for the
letdown.
dragon.
I had high hopes
Hey,
for the
yo, he's
dragon.
still young. He doesn't even have a horde yet. You know?
It's true.
He's like 10 minutes old. And that is it.
All right, then. So up next, we have the final hobgoblin who is going to try and shoot this dragon in his goddamn face once again.
Now, this hobgoblin does indeed have disadvantage right now, Flex, from the audience. Does not
Again,
need
I'm
it.
pretty sure he doesn't need it. Hobgoblin's turn is concluded. We are left with the flail snail. Razor, how many tentacles do you count on the front of the flail snail now?
It looks like there's only one tentacle remaining on the flail snail, so now the question
One
is going to be,
tentacle
do
remaining.
you believe that the flail snail is going to attack with its tentacle, or do you believe it's going to do that?
I think it's going to activate its special technique, the scintillating shell, in which the flail snail shell emits a dazzling colored light until the end of its next turn. During this time, the shell sheds bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light for an additional 30 feet. And creatures that can see the snail have disadvantage on attack rolls against it. In addition, any creature within the bright light unable to see the snail when this power is activated must succeed on a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw or be stunned until the light ends. So,
So we will
within a
need-
30 feet radius.
So it appears that we're going to have Jolt and Chuggles try to shield their eyes and not be stunned until the light ends. When the power is activated,
For a turn.
Wisdom saving throw, or be stunned until the light ends.
So that is the rough radius of the dazzling light.
Ah, Mama raised a fool. Ah!
It looks like our fighter is going to be stunned for the next round.
Chuggles
Chug-
got a dirty 20.
Chuggles, however, soldiers on through.
I believe it is because Chuggles' eyes are just sewn on, Flex.
That's right.
They are googly eyes.
Extremely difficult to dazzle googly eyes. Back up to the top of the initiative order, we have one stunned Jolt Arjan.
All right,
Alright.
take it away, other people. Yeah.
Unable to act this turn, we move on to Eric the Magnificent, the babysitter extraordinaire.
All right. Eric is going to move another 25 feet.
Look at those little legs go, Flex.
Look at him go, pumping and stirring
And
away
so
like
he's
a
trying his best
locomotive.
to make sure that no allies are in the way of his final level 3 spell slot, in which he will cast one more final lightning bolt.
It appears that Eric is indeed bobbing and weaving yet again. It was so effective his last time as he was taking on the hobgoblins that he is trying to position himself, if I am correct, to be a straight shot right at the snail flail without hitting any of his allies.
Well,
He's going
that was
to-
not a straight shot as illustrated, but
Clancy is
Absolutely,
on the graphics.
that does
I do
seem to be-
apologize for that.
that does seem to be, excuse me, Clancy, stop releasing fumes into the commentary booth. That does seem to be his intent.
So I will, if my cat will allow me to participate, I will point my finger to the sky as I draw the energy, the static electricity from the surrounding the battlefield, where all these random lightning bolts must have been coming from, and I will pull that energy into my fingertip and point for one final shot as I launch it towards the flail snail, who must now succeed on a DC 15 dexterity saving throw again.
I bet he doesn't. With a -3. How dexterous. How nimble.
Ooh.
Nimble enough.
All right, so he only takes half damage.
That still might be enough to do the job. The flail snail is not looking good.
Half of 21.
Half of 21 is more than enough to do the job. Eric the Magnificent, why not do the liberty of describing your victory over the flail snail?
However, what is this? What is this, Flex?
What is this, Razor?
If the
Do
spell
tell.
affects an area or has multiple targets, it fails and has no effect on a 2. If the spell targets only the snail, it has no effect on the snail and is reflected back at the caster.
Oh, I guess we'll have to roll a d6 to see whether that effect comes into play.
I did, and that was
You
the
did?
2. That
My goodness, that is unfortunate for Eric the Magnificent. The flail snail lives to spread slime further across the arena.
I was
Struggle
still really hoping for a 5 to 6 so that everybody else within melee range would get hit.
would get exploded.
Yes.
No dice, unfortunately, this time. Chuggles, the Muppet
All
Born.
right. Chuggles. His plan was to back off and transform back into regular Chuggles, but it seems that magic's not doing the trick here. So he takes a little, you know that thing that you put on the end of a pool cue to like kind of dust it? Like,
Chalk.
Yeah. So Chuggles is going to do that onto his 8 fists and take 2 swings.
Chuck them fists, Chuggles.
All right, I'm going to roll 2 d20s at once because I'm very slow. I got a 22 and a 19.
Oh, Flex, it's looking like this
My
may be the end
goodness.
of our poor flail snail.
I think
was
this could
Clancy's household
spell the doom of the flail snail.
All right, so let me roll that damage. That is 10 so far. That is 13 damage.
Let's not take this any further. Chuggles, the Muppet Born. First time in the arena, first time in Modras, first time on this stream. Slays the flail snail in a manner that only he can describe.
Alrighty, so does that little chalky maneuver, puts one fist up into the flail snail, and the other fist will come down and just make a flail snail sandwich.
Squish with the ape fist. Flex, I've never seen anything like that in my whole 6 months of commentating experience.
No, me neither. I've never seen a flail snail being smushed between 2 ape fists. Not once in my entire illustrious career in and out of the arena. And if I look over at the final hobgoblin, it looks like he is just sitting cross-legged on the floor and is unwilling to continue.
Oh, Flex, it looks like, yep, he did. He drew the white flag from his loincloth.
You
He's,
can do that?
He is not going to take any further part in this battle.
I do not believe Clancy remembered to give our competitors their white cloth flags to carry in their loincloths. Flex, we will need to have a word with the Clancy for the next event.
Also,
Clancy
does
will-
my dragon understand white flag rule? Because he might still be going up there.
The hobgoblins are not unionized. It doesn't matter either way.
It looks like we cannot control this dragon any. It looks like it's trying to take one final bite at this hobgoblin who is waving its surrendering flag.
I rolled a 19 plus things, so
and
I'm going to
it seems
assume
that the dragon has finally engulfed.
That he has finally landed a blow against the surrendering hobgoblin.
You know the
It's
scene at the end of
swallowed it
Shrek
whole.
when the dragon eats Farquaad? It's just that.
Dragon! It's okay. We've already paid that hobgoblin, so we'll just collect our money at the end of this event.
I'm sure if we wait around long enough behind the dragon, it will pass through eventually.
I don't think we have time for that. It looks like the dragon is now dissipating from view because
Well, that's 10 gold I'll never see again. Well, sentient beings throughout Modras and across the plains tuning in tonight, that has been the very first encounter on the Modras Bloodsport Association. Thank you very much for joining us for a live action this evening. We're going now to the arena once again to get post-match analysis with our competitors.
Now, Jolt, did things go as planned for you tonight?
I didn't really expect to be blinded by a snail, but it's an experience. Life's a journey, and you really just gotta get out there and get everything you can inside of you, outside of you, and all around you. And I love to be here. Oh, it was fantastic. Especially I got this flail now. Probably gonna go get this bound up on the end. It's a little meaty, but it'll work out.
Now, if you had to pick one kill and one kill only to be your favorite kill for the night, which one would you say was your favorite?
Oh yeah, it was definitely definitely the Hobgoblin. He was really a great competitor. He really tried, but he was real off kilter after that kiss I gave him. He didn't use a lot of tongue. Not a great date.
You didn't have a lot of tongue left to use after you melted his face and most of his features.
Semantics.
Excellent play. That's going to be on the highlight reel for the season, guaranteed.
And Jolt, where can people find Ernest at in the real world outside of Modras?
Well, if you're talking about that guy named Ernest who happens to be behind me, they're at on the internet as Hollow Invective on Twitter at Hollow Invective. Also every Tuesday running Forged Ambition Tuesday nights 6 p.m. with Dice Talk, Jeremy down over there. Good stuff.
Speaking of this Jeremy fellow you're pointing at, Eric, did you expect the anti-magical shell of the flail snail all night?
I did not expect the anti-magical shell. I did not expect the resistance to the magical power. I'm really fortunate. I decided to spend a little time meditating, getting that lightning bolt thing ready in my mind and all. But I have to tell you, I wasn't prepared for that. I thought Fireball was going to do the trick like every time, like usual.
And Eric, of course, because you spent the extra money entering into this competition, you can now plug one and one only of your extracurricular activities outside of fighting.
All right. So I'm not going to waste time plugging my awesome babysitting service because you already heard about that. So I'm going to just plug, instead of my really cool babysitting service, I'm going to just plug my wedding service. So I do like magic tricks and stuff. So I can do like magician work for your weddings or your baby showers or your birthday parties or whatever. It's all the same.
Eric, it sounds like you're plugging a lot more than just your wedding services right there. I did hear you mention birthday parties.
That's true. And I'd also like to mention, you did say we have a few tokens we could redeem for some free food if we survived. I didn't forget.
You are absolutely correct. There will be, of course, snail and warg available in the craft services after we finish filming.
Awesome, and a partially digested goblin.
Yes, okay, that came out halfway before the dragon dissipated into thin air. Now, Eric, where can people find Jeremy outside of Modras?
So you can find Jeremy all over the place, really. He's doing Dice Talk. That's like a talk show. We interview a whole bunch of cool people. Gerundu helps me with that. You can find him.
I don't know who he is, but he sounds handsome.
You can find him, like you said, at Forge Ambition with Ernest here. And just all over the place. Just, I don't know, watch this channel.
And last but not least, we go to Chuggles. Chuggles! It seems like you were the underdog going into this competition tonight. A lot of people thought that you were going to die horribly and violently right off the bat, but it seems like
including myself.
Including yourself. You were not very confident in the pre-fight interviews. So how did tonight surprise you, Chuggles?
Well, there were certainly a lot more creatures to fight than I thought it'd be. I thought I was picturing just one big dude, but the one big dude showed up halfway through. Otherwise, that was pretty entertaining. I had fun. I learned a lot of new things.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
Now, Chuggles, when you're not in this multiverse that is Modras, where can people find Chuggles and Chris?
All right. So you can find Chuggles over at the Ravnik Avengers podcast. We just had a really bomb-ass episode where Chuggles just did a Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel in D&D, which was very strange, but very entertaining.
That sounds bizarre, but interesting.
Yeah. And I would also like to plug, yeah, that's it. You can find me on Instagram as Chris the Half Brit Prince. I take pictures of weird things like rocks and trees. I don't care. I don't know. Yeah. I'm as scatterbrained as Chuggles.
And
Thank you for
Flex,
that beautiful participation in tonight's main event.
I do want to say I believe that doll behind you has moved several times throughout the night, and I've never once seen somebody touch it. So I do not know how it is
He
now
does
doing
that.
a handstand.
I live in constant fear.
Now, Flex, before we go for tonight and you wait another 10-day before our next amazing sporting event, do you have any parting words for us, Flex?
Well, mainly I would like to encourage you all to continue to watch and come along and join in the fun at the Modras Bloodsport Association here live at the Modras Bloodsport Arena every Monday night for the limited but foreseeable future. You can also find me as Silas Lancaster in Roll for Weird, where I play the elderly, sexually active vampire. I'm also John Ballard Pendergrass and Shitty Cowboys, and find me on that, and I also co-host Dice Talk with Jeremy, which releases on alternate Thursdays with Shitty Cowboys in your pod feeds.
And
How about yourself, Razor?
before we go, Flex, I do want everybody to know that the number one thing I want to plug is that we are trying desperately to hit a lofty goal of 500 followers on this Twitch channel before the end of 2020. So if you're not yet, go ahead and click the heart and follow us on this channel. We've got a lot of very, very good content. We have got this show, brand new debut starting tonight, but going every single Monday, weekly from here on out. We have also got solo rolling, where I play Dungeons and Dragons all by myself every single Thursday and try my hardest not to die. We have got Roll for Weird once a month on Fridays. We have got Shitty Cowboys every other Saturday. We have got That's Pretty Crafty every other Tuesday. And then I stream at least once a month with our patrons on just random one-shots throughout the month. So if you're not, you could sign up for our Patreon for as low as $1 a month. It's actually right there in the chat, patreon.com/one-shot-onslaught. And join us for some one-shots every month. And also this coming Friday, we have got Steven Pankotai is going to be DMing his Night of Fright Part 2, his Scooby-Doo legally distinguishable adventure. Last one was a ton of fun. Cannot wait for this part 2. The adventure is also going to be dropping this weekend. I think it might be dropping next week. So tune in for that. And then we had another event coming up, I thought, but I cannot remember it off the top of my head. So yeah, and then all the shows that were at the bottom of the screen for the Majestic Goose Network throughout the rest of the event. And with all that plugged, it is exactly 7 o'clock right now. So
We did it, Adam. We formatted it perfectly.
Yeah, we are going to end it right there. 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock p.m. is supposed to be the time for this. So we will respect our guest time and let everybody go. And again, thank you three so much for joining us for this debut. It went miles above what I even anticipated. And I had pretty high hopes for the show. So
I am
you
both
guys so much for having me.
relieved. No, you're very welcome. Thanks for joining us. I am relieved and overjoyed that it went so well.
Yes. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you guys for joining us. And we will see you all next week. Bye, everybody.
All right.
Bye.